the most real effective lines. This line of Lawrence Lawton has really come together, and so it'll be interesting to see if Green tries to chase it at all.
Here we go. Lawton, Lawrence, Yarncroke out against the Pinto checking line for Travis Green. Two defensemen on the ice, played over 30 minutes. As Nylander didn't have enough momentum to take it to the net. Carlo back in his own zone. Pass for Perron. David Perron in front, on the line. Riley.
Domi couldn't get a piece of it. Off the post, off the pad, and then right back there. You can see Stolarz, and it's Morgan Riley that really saved the day there, isn't it? David Perron, the guys talked about him winning his battles. He's the one that got the puck there right on the line as Batherson's trying to chip it in past the line. And I think just the stick of Morgan Riley at the last second gets there first.
Swung around there by Tkachuk. That gets a response from the fans, but not from the officials. Claude Giroux is in. Here's Giroux trying to jam it. And that's denied. Giroux in his 100th Stanley Cup playoff game here tonight. Jensen's pass broken up. Breakaway. John Tavares is in. Tavares and Ullmark with the stop. Holmberg's got it now. Holmberg in front. That pass didn't hit the stick of Riley. Nylander plays it in, kicked away by Ullmark once again.
Jensen trying to go D to D. Just a great reaction, anticipation. Just focused on his skating first, now gets control and doesn't get the backhand shot he's looking for. And now once he gets control of it to the outside, yeah, you can see
To the lead line.
another example for Tavares, though. Just did a great job of trying to separate himself a little bit. Good speed on the breakaway. But that pressure by Clevin at the last forced the backhand.
Riley sends it off. Ullmark in. Big play by Stolarz, and now Tkachuk with a shot that is muffled off a stick. Back to the line. Jensen, glove held by the active. Here's Drake Batherson in the lead zone. Looks across. Chance here. Chabot turned aside by Stolarz. Back ahead Tavares with Nylander. Almost through, but good stick by Clevin. Benoit will fire that, and off the stick, Ullmark. Chabot ahead, neatly played off the skate and across for Perron. Here's David Perron snapping the shot. Working in against Jensen. After it in the corner, comes to McMahon. Nice pass to Pacioretty, and that off the stick of Jensen. Tavares follows up. Watched by Batherson. Kicks it back to Ekman-Larsson. In front. Slot tip there. Stopped by Ullmark.
Trying to get body position around Jensen. And this is just an excellent read by Oliver Ekman-Larsson. The high tip.
As it swung in behind the Toronto net. That was broken up and centered by Gregg. Off the stick of Tavares. Sanderson pounds it wide. Artem Zub played it to the net.
He just did not look good at all. Unable to finish that game there.
Right forward tuck now, and losing a glove. Giroux, Marner with a shot. Flew in front of the net. And Ullmark able to find it in the skate. It'll come back to the line. Pass for Nyes in behind him. Here's Matthews out in front. And the wrap ends up ramping high. Kept in at the line by Nylander. Boy, they're downhill in a hurry here. Tavares with it again. Matthews improves his shooting lane, and then missed Tavares with a pass in front. Nylander up with it. Marner. Back to Nylander. He'll shoot it right on. Turned aside by Ullmark. Recovered by Nyes. Back to Nylander. Matthew Nyes. Slot. Matthews right on. Turned aside as Ullmark looks sharp. Nylander again. Down low Nyes. Backhand. Shovel. Stop. And it'll come back to Marner again. Here in the first period of Game 5. Riley to work. There's Scott Lawton. Dropping it off. Lawrence. His shot right on and just squeezing the pads. Austin Matthews just wonder about the hand and the impact on the draw. Here comes Tkachuk. And his shot kicked away. Nice stop by Stolarz. Nice play there by Lawrence. 3 leads out. Penalty about to expire. As it's worked across and Lawton grips it right on goal. Senators allowed to set it up. Sanderson, great move there. Tkachuk fired. It's deflected to the side of the back post.
And I think that has really pushed this power play to a little bit of a different level.
So we start the second period. Some time left on the power play for Ottawa. As they took a couple away from Ottawa during the intermission. 2-on-1 here. Matthews, and he blistered that just wide.
The first thing he did was go to the iPad to look what happened here. Here's a play that a turnover at the offensive line creates a 2-on-1. No real pass available, but the negatives of the pass. And it's just those kind of chances just have not been going his way.
Chabot scores! Thomas Chabot gets it through, and Ottawa has struck first in Game 5.
In front of the net. And one thing that Travis Green said they weren't doing enough of is this. Look at the bodies in front of Stolarz. Never even reacted to it. The vision there of Chabot. He curls it around the stick. Matthews can't get the block. McCabe can't box out Tkachuk. And it's the quick shot right through everybody, and hit number 41.
Before taking a penalty themselves, Marner at the point. Now Matthews in the corner. 5 forwards on the ice. Tavares in his spot. Stopped by Ullmark.
Kind of vulnerable spot, trying to turn his body to get the quick shot away, and there's stick.
Victor Larson edging towards the bench, but unable to get all the way. Stutzla's back in. Here's Stutzla, that shot. Off the stick wide. Tkachuk tried to wrap it, and that will be covered by Stolarz. Ekman Larson together. Greg Berube looking for some offense. Here's Riley in. Shot blocked. Marner followed. And stopped by Ullmark.
Once the lane opens up in the middle of ice right here off the deflection, just tries to slip it up and over. Right on.
Up ahead, McMahon unable to corral that. Chabot on it again. Here's Adam Gaudette. Drags and fires. Loose in front. Oh, it stayed out. Looked like Zetterlund had an open net.
The win to do anything to get to the front of the net. Here's a bouncing puck. Zetterlund able to turn. Got the skate of Morgan Riley in the way again. That maybe saved another one. That's the third one around the crease that the Leafs defense have been able.
They have held their opponents without a goal through 40 minutes this year. That's the most in the league. I'll tied with Winnipeg for tops in that department. The Chabot goal to Stutzla. And here's Stutzla with the puck, keeping it in the zone. Downhill, in front, huge stop. Stolarz.
Right across by Stolarz. Read this quick enough to get enough of his body over. Oh, hit.
Nylander walks in, shot off a ski. Zub with another block. That's 6 in the game. Nyes, Matthews, pass, picked off, intended for Marner. Here is Gaudette, driving the lane is Cousins, scores! Short-handed. Ottawa's got its second short-handed goal in the series.
Unable to get control of it, and then an errant pass by Matthews. Just a soft saucer. Gaudette does a great job of just holding on. Nylander can't catch Cousins.
Chabot gets back in a hurry over skates and in front. Matthews shooting off the post. Matthews off the post as he did in overtime.
Here's a chance. What a great little move with the puck. Puts it to an area past the goal.
Here's Nylander winning a battle. The centering pass broke it up. Net is empty. Puck down the ice. No icing because Giroux got there first. Here's Giroux in front. Stutzla scores. Empty net goal. Tim Stutzla. 3-0 Ottawa.
One knee, it just blocks the other side, and then nice job getting to that loose puck. Tavares, if you can get one on Ullmark now, if you're the Leafs, you just don't want him to be coming out with all positive thoughts, at least plant one negative.
Marner back at the line. Riley sent that through. Riley goes to Marner in the final minute. Matthews tries to center. Sanderson breaks it up. Marner chops it across to keep it in. Stutzla out at center. There's Tkachuk. A couple of assists and now a goal for Brady Tkachuk, the captain. Fires in the 4th goal.
Won all the little battles. They've been able to block shots, which it had been what the Leafs were doing early on. This has been a defensive gem. All your key players are feeling good about themselves now. Your captain, who guaranteed
when facing elimination, Greg Anderson did that in 2015. So Matt Paolo keep the puck. This one's going to Linus Ullmark, and we're going to game